Alrighty, we got ourselves Team Ball with Demoniac. Doing a little bit of a dance. We got ourselves Karma. We got ourselves Pedro back on the Feral P Blood as a subtlety rogue maybe? And Berta as a fire mage. Ooh, they added the defensive for fire mages now cauterized. I like that. I like the way that looks. On Team Red, we got Boomister going up first. Last game, he had a massive DC, so this time he's going to get himself a full run for the money. We got Seavark on Team Red as well. We got ourselves Roth coming back as an enhancement. Zap is going to give a chance to enhance it again. And Zachary is a Fury Warrior. Going to be an opener by Pedro. Off the bat as a Feral versus a Warlock. Fear is going to be the opener for Boomister to respond to the bleeds, and he's going to punish him with a Chaos Bolt into a stun. Catacombs and Wobble combo. Pedro's only find himself at about 60% health. Having to use Swiftman a little bit early. Get him back on top of Boomister. He's going to have to find a moment where he can get the kicks on. Unless he doesn't have a kick. Bash into Boomister a little bit early. Trying to deal with that Fear. Trying to see if he can line aside that Fear at the end. And Boom is actually going to go for a little bit of Drain Life that doesn't break. So he's going to slam him with a massive Chaos Bolt. And it's going to land and interrupt with a Drain Life. Continuing on. He's just going to get a little bit of the Drain Life healing with Pedro on the other side. So he's going to have to... Ooh, Infernal coming down a little bit early for Boomer. So this is going to be quite good for generating all those resources. And Pedro already wants to get away from that Infernal. But that Conflict Rate is going to catch him for a second. He's going to power shift out of it immediately as fast as he can. But Pedro, he's going to catch himself a re-stealth. It doesn't look like Boomister did have a dot on him, I guess. So Boom needs to get himself in a good position. He's hanging out by the gateway. That's exactly where he needs to be. And he's going to go for a Fear onto Pedro. He's going to get himself a Skull Bash on the Fear. That's still going to be a freebie. Chaos Blood coming up. Pedro needs to find a way to deal with. Trying to get himself some Bruise Slashes in there. Maybe he's building up for a setup. Trinket coming out. So now he should be committing something big. Without a Trinket, he might have put himself up in a bad spot. And that's going to be a Drain Life for Boomister to at least deal with those dots even a little bit. Pedro is going to try to see if he can catch himself a bit of a reset. And even get a Crucible of Flame onto Boomister. Boomister is loaded up with all those dots way back there because of dampening not being super high. As a Destro Warlock, he's doing just fine over here. Those blades are doing quite a bit of work, but not the most amount of damage, at least not yet. Try to see if he can land a Fear onto Pedro. That's going to become flag to keep him at bay. It's going to Skull Bash and miss it. That's going to be perfect opportunity for Boomsword to go all out on his damage if he wants to. It's going to get himself a little bit of that dark insanity going on. Into a Cataclysm. Chaos Bolt's coming out. No Infernal quite yet. Could go for an Infernal. And Pedro's going to dip into the other arena. This is going to be the pet there to interrupt him as soon as he gets a cast. Hopefully he didn't miss that kick right now. It looks like the pet just might have went for a kick. That's going to be a Horror Effect into a Fear into Pedro. Does have a Skull Bash into a Bash to fall. Chicken out coming out for Boomister. Sending a Chaos Bolt and Pedro towards the end. Still holding on to an Infernal. So that was quite a big damage out of Boomister. Gave some punishing damage to Pedro. But him being a Feral... And with the Feral healing being as good as it is, at least while no dampening exists, he's just going to go and behind the pillar, chill there for a little bit and try to catch a reset. Try to even land a Cyclone onto that pet Boomister. Not having the mobility that a mage does, or any other caster for that matter. He's just going to have to waddle his way over to Pedro. And the only thing he really do is maybe hopefully let Pedro open up and try to turn that opener around. Pedro is out of all dots. Going to catch a full setup. But Boomister did pick up the eye. He is trying to be a bit proactive here. He's trying to get ahead of time. And Pedro is actually getting close. There's pet on one side. There's Boomister on the other. And the pet is going to get him out of combat. Cyclone trying to come out. Does get interrupted on Nation. Pedro trying to see if he can maybe catch himself or stealth. Somehow. Not going to happen with that pet. Boomister is actually going to jump right on top of him. With a Conflag, fearing him right into a wall, get that Immolate up and running. This is where Boomister could go for some biggie damage. Gonna be a Chaos Bolt into a Shadow Fury. Trinket coming out for Pedro. Trinket it out maybe a little bit early, so maybe Boomister could get himself a big old wall up and running. Maledict rolling onto Pedro. This is where Boomister is gonna get that Infernal up and running. Big Chaos Bolt coming out. That's gonna be Pedro. Patching a wall there for a second. Fear coming out onto Pedro. Back to back. Does have a Safeguard Trinket. Does he get to dispel it? Actually could use the pet to dispel it. Big Chaos Bolt breaking through that shield into a Drain of Life right after. Greek Rosa coming out. Trying not to get kicked by the pet. This is where Boomister could hold on that kick. Doesn't have the kick by the pet anymore. If only Boomister had the Devour Magic by his pet. Maybe he even tried to Devour the Magic, but with all the Haas that Pedro would have had on himself, he might have been able to rip that Safety Trinket off of him. That would have been enough though, because that Safety Trinket ate all of that Chaos Ball damage, and if he didn't have it, that would have been enough to end the deal right there. But it looks like Pedro is going to be able to catch himself another re-stealth here. Random Infernal coming out. Real Infernal this time. Caseball coming in. That should do a lot of damage. Maledict to follow. Should be good for deflecting a lot of the healing that Pedro does. And Pedro cannot heal at all. Got himself all the heals in the world. He's barely at any health. Trying to go for regrowth. The Infernal is there. Catches a re-stealth for a second. So does Boomus, or maybe get to find him with a random AoE. Does he see him? Actually, he got it really, really close to Pedro. So he barely got out of there alive, man. Barely got out of there alive. And that's going to be, again, another use of the gateway for Boomasaur to at least catch Pedro. Let's go. Maybe Big Infernal coming down. He does get the stun, but he doesn't actually stay on Pedro. Does he even get... Well, at least he's not going to be able to catch a resell for a second, because that was Devour Magic by Boom. He's trying to be proactive. Might drop AoE on one side of the arena, and that's going to be reopener. But Pedro finally caught himself a reopener, stealthy opener onto Boomasaur, trying to go for a big old bite, and that's going to be Infernal over there with all the pets. Maledict onto Pedro right now. Boomasaur sitting at less than half health. That's going to be Pedro. Maledict stacking up. Casebolt coming out. Going to be a fear right afterwards. Does got a wall in between it all. That's going to be another Casebolt coming out with a second Infernal up and trying to get himself a massive heal. Does go for a renewal. Fear coming out before he catches in the line of sight. He's out in the open. Stun coming out to Pedro. Second Casebolt flying back to back and not stun. And that's going to be Boomsaur taking out Pedro after such a long time. Pedro, my boy, if you are gonna join these duels and you do decide to run the bitch strat of running, which nobody in these duels likes to watch, at least you should win at the end of the duel. And if you know you cannot beat Boomasaur, at least take it like a man. Telling you right now, my guy, just letting you know. Just letting you know, I think a lot of people would appreciate you watching you at least take it like a man. Gonna be Karma getting an instant trinket out of that succubus. You see, Boomasaur is just gonna have to find a way to deal with this monk. At least keep him at bay. Fear coming out, no trinket available for Karma. So about to put himself in the worst spot possible. Is gonna get the diffuse magic going early. Does Boomasaur have the port available for himself? He does not. That's going to be Maledict roll on him. Does get a couple incinerates onto Karma just to build up the resources. That's going to be Drain Line with an Infernal coming down. Fist of Fury coming in. Does have a port available. Doesn't have a way to self-heal himself for a little bit. But that's going to be a Drain Life at least for a little bit of time being. At least whatever life he can drain is going to do it. Karma trying to go up. And it's actually going to Dragon Kick down. Going to be Boomasaur trying to catch him off of Kilter a little bit by catching him in a conflag. Touch of Death coming onto Boomasaur. Does he even have a chance? Incap coming out. That Touch of Death I think is going to be the end of the boy. Fist of Fury in his back and does go down. Karma taking out Boomasaur as he barely has any cooldowns available. Who is up next on Team Red? Somebody's got to go up next. Karma is ready, man. That's going to be instant polymer for Seawark. Is going to catch him with a Greater Fire Blast on the opener. Is he just going to go for the full setup? It's going to be Ring of Frost right after. It's going to land it, and it's actually going to be Karma. I can't tell if he's laughing or he's yelling from pain. Still walking, though. Why is he walking? RP walking. That's so much damage. But Seawark took out the man in just a few seconds. What? Karma, my man. I don't even know what happened. Next up is going to be Pure Blood. Gave him a nice bow. I like that. And he's playing that sub, bro. Gotta like that. Gonna be a stun onto Seabark right now in the opener. Not gonna be able to get the most amount of damage unless the Visitor comes in. Nope. Getting quite a bit of damage. Does get Seabark to about 50% health, but that's gonna be a breath into a polymer by Seabark. Is people are gonna respond here. Playing that sub rogue, it could be rough. It's going to be a Greater Pyro. Does not get a ring to follow. That's going to be actually a Pyro as well as a concentrated flame coming out of Seawark. He's just pushing out all the damage, getting through a safety trinket of P-Blood in the opener. So he actually might be in a really bad spot, and that was quite a bit of dot damage there. For Seawark, that is fire damage. I wonder if that fire damage stacks towards his mastery. I doubt it. How did that Nova not hit? I feel like that Nova should have made it. People is going to land an opener onto Seawark, trying to go for another setup with his Eviscerates. Is that going to do enough damage? It looks like he's doing some damage and is doing guaranteed burst, but he's not doing some big numbers here. Going to be Ring of Frost onto P-Blood, and Seawark has him in a good spot, but he doesn't have a lot of good health. That's going to be Shadow Step right on top of Seawark for P-Blood. Cloak of Shadows coming out, and Seawark barely has any health. Maledict, but stacking up pretty hard on him, is going to go for a bit of an Ice Block, trying not to let P-Blood reset, and might be able to get him. That is going to be Mastery burning on him right now. Does he get to stealth away out of this? Smoke Bomb coming in. Does Seawark have any answer for that? Does he go for food immediately? Should probably go for food as soon as possible. And P-Blood is back out. He does have that cold blood. So that's going to do at least guaranteed 10% of Seawark's damage. Decides to go for food himself. Seawark is going to do for food himself. Both of these two are just going to go for a big old reset here. What's up, Dan? How you doing, my man? Fire mage, dude. Mages are pretty nutty. There's a green purple mist that a rogue is doing. The mist, I have green and purple mist. Green and purple mist. Probably one of his abilities. It's probably a toy of some sort, right? Going to be a polymorph onto P-Blood. He took us out of it immediately before Sivak is able to get quite a bit of damage. It's going to re-polymorph P-Blood. Not going to be able to hold him into C for too long. That's going to be great. A Pyroblast. And it's going to get a Pyroblast in there. Back to back. Pyro's coming out with a Concentrated Flame. Is that enough damage? Oh, claps out P-Blood with the last Concentrated Flame while Combustion is rolling. Oh, that crit damage coming out back to back. Slapping him around. Oh, boys. After Boom died, they all just stood there. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. It looks like Berta is going to land in the opener onto Seavark. Doesn't want to give him an opportunity. He's going to hit him with a greater power blast into Ring, actually messing up his combo. This time, Seavark is the one who's going to try to see if he can get that full wombo combo going, but he's going to get hit with an interrupt onto the arcane damage. And Berta continuing to run after Seavark. He is hit with a full Malik, though. Might be a trick out of Berta here at the end. Does trick it out of it. Does he go for breath? Misses the breath. Going to be a Nova on top of it with the Ring of Frost right after. Berta is actually going to hit all that CC. Seavark barely has any health. Doesn't have a lot of defenses to work with either. Needs to make a play here. Berta taking a lot of damage right now. Not even combustion coming out for Seavark. And Berta is super low in health. Could be going down. That is going to be his Cauterized coming in. Icebox to fall, and Seavark is going to get himself a little bit of distance. Does he go for enough food? Berta does get out of that Icebox immediately. Seavark getting hyper offensive. The next guy that lands the Fire Breath here might be the winner. If Seavark is able to do it here, he's landing the Pyroblast instead, actually. So whoever lands the next breath is going to have himself a setup. Because as long as you have a Ring of Peace, you should be good. Both of these guys missing breaths, actually. So now they're just going all out. But Pyroblast said after by Berta onto Seavark. Does he have enough damage though? Seavark trying to survive. Doesn't actually get to survive. That Master ended up burning him. That nice Pyroblast does connect. But it's hilarious how both of them use breath on each other. And none of them happened, dude. Nothing happened from the Zachary is going to land that Execute onto Berta without using any cooldowns here. Doesn't have a chance at this point. And Zachary is going to get himself that Underrod Trinket, heal himself a little bit here. Demoniac is up next as an Assassination Rogue, all with 2 Shamans actually left still on Team Red. So if Demoniac can get himself through... Zachary, wait, is he playing sub? He might be sub, actually. That's a big old DFA, and looks like he does have Shadow Dance available. That's going to be quite a lot of damage back-to-back onto Zachary. A Stormbolt onto Demoniac. He can trick us out of it while Evasion's up and running. Evasion is down. Zachary is finally able to get himself quite a bit of healing. Uses Rage Regeneration maybe a little bit too early. Does catch Demoniac, and that's going to be a Shadow Step, but Demoniac trying to see if he can just get away from Zachary. His Chromatic Shadow does burn through, so Zachary doesn't have a lot of way to self-heal. Is going to get himself a self-heal rolling with the Underrod Trinket, and a big old leap in the room. Could go for a bit of food. Is going to go for a bit of food. Demoniac might just want to do the same, or at least maybe might want to stop Zachary. He can actually do it from here. If you use Distract, be able to stop Zachary. Does land a sap on one of the Shamans. Not exactly the guy who wanted to sap here. Stormbolt on Demoniac might be in that Execute Ridge. Zachary is looking to end the duel right here. Demoniac does land a blind on Zachary. He does not trinket it. He knows he's in a good spot. He doesn't need to burn a trinket. He is looking like he's lagging a little bit. Zerker Rage coming out is going to get himself a self-heal going. Might be able to get a setup. Kidney Shot coming in by Demoniac. Does Zachary have anything? He's actually not shrinking. He's going just fine. He's chilling. Could be big damage out of Demoniac regardless. Does get a short charge for a second while Demoniac was up in the air with a DFA. Vanish coming out by the Rogue. He's still getting hit though. Yeah, I think he might be out of this. Oh no, he actually is good in stealth. It's actually just fine. Zachary is doing just okay. He still is holding on to his trinket. He has Chromatic Shower back up and running. If worse comes to worse, he might still have a chance. Demoniac, it's really up to him right now. He got to be playing this very carefully. There's not a lot of room in the beginning of the arena. Cheap Shot coming out. Does Zachary trick it out of it? Underrod Chicken. Brocket to give him a little bit more health. Stormbolt onto Demoniac. He doesn't have any way out of it. I think Zachary actually ended up slapping out that Rogue. Cheap Shot onto Zachary. Turning around. Anybody's going to do it. Zachary ends up slapping down the Rogue. That came down just neck to neck at the very end. Oh my God. Also, Boomasaur just had to put so much damage into Pedro. Pedro! If you can run, at least win. Or just don't run and just play the game. Play it out, you know?